Peripheral, written by Created Random. I still remember the night it happened. I was 9, and we were driving home from my grandma's house late. Rain pounding the windshield so hard that the vipers couldn't keep up. Dad was humming along to the radio. Mom was half asleep in the passenger seat. Then the truck came out of nowhere. I don't remember the impact, just the world flipping, the awful screech of metal, and then silence. When I opened my eyes, the car was on its roof, and I was hanging upside down, still buckled in. Blood dripped from my forehead into my eyes. My parents weren't moving. That's when I saw him. He was standing just outside the shattered window, barely in the corner of my vision. Tall, thin, wearing an old black suit and a silk top hat, like something from an antique photograph. He was walking toward me, slowly, hands clasped behind his back. I turned my head to look straight at him. He wasn't there, but when I looked again, there he was, back at the same distance he'd started, standing perfectly among the flashing red and blue lights, waiting. I blinked hard, thinking it was the blood in my eyes. When I glanced sideways again, he'd moved closer, a few steps, like he only advanced when I wasn't looking at him directly. I tried to scream, but my throat was raw. The paramedics were there by then, cutting me out, asking me questions I couldn't answer. None of them looked at him. None of them reacted when he took another step, while I stared at the ceiling of the ambulance. By the time we reached the hospital, he was gone. They told me my parents didn't make it. They told me I was lucky to be alive, a miracle, really. A broken arm, some cuts, and a mild concussion. Nothing permanent. I never told anyone about the man in the top hat. I figured it was shock, trauma. Kids see things. I grew up, moved 3 states away, and got a job, an apartment and a cat. I drove carefully, always under the limit, never in bad weather if I could help it. I avoided that highway, and for 15 years, I never saw him again. Until last week. It was just a normal Tuesday. I was on my way home from work, stopped at a red light. When the pickup behind me didn't stop, it slammed right into my rear at full speed. I woke up on a backboard, neck brace locked tight. Couldn't move my head at all. I just stared straight up at the gray sky while paramedics shouted about spinal precautions and internal bleeding. And there he was, left side of my vision, just at the edge. Same suit, same top hat, standing calmly between 2 firefighters, like he belonged there. He started walking toward me. I couldn't turn my head, and I couldn't look directly at him. The brace wouldn't let me, so he just kept coming, step by step, patient, unhurried. The paramedics lifted the stretcher, loaded me into the ambulance. Every time my eyes flicked desperately around the tiny range they allowed me, he was closer, always closer. I tried to tell them, tried to warn someone, but my voice came out as a croak, and they just told me to stay calm, that I was going to be okay. The ambulance doors started to close. That's when the brim of the top hat slid slowly into the bottom of my vision. He leaned down, politely, like a gentleman removing his hat in greeting. His face was pale, almost kind, eyes like deep wells. "I'm terribly sorry for the delay," he said, his voice soft and old-fashioned. "There was a clerical error, you see. You were scheduled to leave with your parents that night, but somehow you stayed." His gloved hand reached toward me. "I've come to correct the oversight." The heart monitor started screaming. The paramedics rushed back in, shouting, paddles charging, but the doors were already shut, and the ambulance was empty except for me, and the man in the top hat finally sitting where he was always meant to. If you're reading this, maybe you think it's just a story, but check your rearview mirror tonight, and whatever you do, don't look directly at the edges.